Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you to this prestigious ceremony. And you must be joyful and happy about this. You can't just sit like we're at a funeral, because you've got something to celebrate. Just a few arrangements, please. I would like to ask that you please switch off your cell phones or put them on silent. Do not take photos with your cell phone camera because it's going to interfere with the photos taken here. And also it's going to cause a disturbance to the proceedings. Please be cautious to those around you by refraining from talking during the ceremony. Please remember, this is an academic ceremony. Please do not talk. We show respect to everyone, all the graduates especially. Bathroom facilities on the outside. If you go that door on my right-hand side, you go out. Around the corner, that's the bathroom. And students, can I ask you to please refrain from leaving the building with your academic attire. Please rise. Please all stand for the procession to enter the auditorium. Thank you.
By virtue of the powers vested in me as the Chief Academic Officer, I constitute this gathering a congregation of STADIO. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a good afternoon, isn't it? I'm so pleased to be able to share this special day in STADIO's calendar with all of you. Because this afternoon, we formally declare to the world that you have the skills, the competence, and the necessary expertise to practice your discipline. To our most important guests this afternoon, our graduates, on behalf of all of us at STADIO, I want to welcome you particularly and tell you how very proud of you we are. You've worked hard for this success, and I believe that you absolutely, every single one of you, deserve the honor being conferred on you today. However, if you're true, you will also admit that there were many people who supported you on this journey. And as I look out into the audience, I can see the pride and the love shining in their eyes. To all the husbands and wives, the parents and the children, the other family and friends of our graduates, I bid you a very warm welcome as well. And finally, to our guest speaker, my colleague and very good friend, Dr. Martin Tasani. Welcome, Mayor, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation. I'm sure, as I do, the graduates will take more than one lesson from your address. And then to all my other institutional colleagues, Dr. Jaapie Heidenreich, the Dean of Quality Assurance, Dr. Leanne Browning, the Head of School for Education, Professor Pat Bean, the Executive Head of Contact Learning, Ms. Ishara Ramlal, the Deputy Registrar, and Ms. Ashley Cohen, our Head Quality Assurance at STADIO, as well as to all my other academic colleagues here. Dr. Johan Uckerman, I am terribly sorry. I believe as the head of campus for Waterfall, I needed to acknowledge you as well. To all the staff who assisted in making today's function the success that I know it will be, I welcome you and I thank you for sharing this afternoon with our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, STADIO is built on the principles of community, and it is a value that we foster and one which we hold very dear. Today, I welcome all of you as members of the STADIO community, and I hope that in this afternoon celebration, you will forge a relationship with us that will be enduring. I want to conclude with some very good news for the graduates and hopefully for the families as well. As some of you may know, STADIO is a listed company. It's listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And because of its listing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, it allowed us to introduce the STADIO Kulisa Student Share Scheme. This share scheme was the brainchild of our CEO, Mr. Chris Forster. And I want to suggest that it is probably the only one of its kind in South Africa and globally. However, what the share scheme means for all the graduates here this afternoon is that when you leave, you will leave not only with your qualification certificate, but you will also leave with a STADIO share certificate. All students graduating this afternoon will receive shares in STADIO and ownership in the business. We want to say that at STADIO we don't just talk the talk, we walk the talk as well. And when we speak of our commitment to partnering with our students, this is one way in which we want to demonstrate our bona fides in this respect. We are so pleased to be able to give back something to the students in thanks to all of you for your loyalty and your support to STADIO. We hope that the STADIO shares not only help build your own wealth, but also start you on a journey towards increased generational wealth for you and your family. To the graduates, I want to emphasize that today is a happy occasion. As Johan said yesterday, you've passed the exam. You can smile. So when you walk across the stage, please remember that. Please remember to smile, not just for the camera. Smile for all of us, because we also feel happy on your behalf. For all of you receiving your degrees, when you come to that little stool in front of where I will be sitting, remember to stop and to kneel. The stool there is not a rest stop on your long journey across the stage. The capping activity is a very important activity in any graduation ceremony, for it is by this tradition that you are formally admitted to your degree, and you don't want to miss that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's enjoy this afternoon together. Clap as loudly as you want. Sing the praises of your son and daughter. Yes, that's it. The whistles, the ululations, just enjoy the success that is being feted today. But in your celebrations, I only ask that you remember that there are also other students whose parents and families want to hear their names being read. So as you dance in the aisles and as you sing, as soon as the next person's name is read, maybe just keep quiet for a little bit. Without further ado, may I warmly welcome all of you once again and trust that you will celebrate the rest of the afternoon with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Professor Singh. It's now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Mayon Jim Dussani. Now, Dr. Mayon Jim Dussani possesses experience and expertise in education that spans over a decade. His academic work involvement includes being a visiting adjunct faculty at Mulungushi University in Zambia, where he lectured advanced theory of corporate finance and financial management to MSc and MBA students. In addition, a part-time lecturer at Thabo Mbeki African Leadership Institute at UNISA. Other UNISA academic roles also includes an independent contractor at UNISA Graduate School of Business Leadership, as an MBA research tutor and MBL strategic finance marker, independent contractor at the College of Economic and Management Sciences, teaching Introduction to Financial Accounting, and lastly, a research assistant at the same college. Currently, continues to be the supervisor for honor students at Menkoza, or the Management College of South Africa. Dr. Tasani has overseen and managed the Center for Business Management, or as it's called, CBM, as Manager Corporate Services at UNISA for a period of 5.5 years. During this period, some of the notable achievements include positioning CBM as a leading South African short course provider in terms of numbers and revenue generated, spearheaded the development of standard operating procedures and initiated activities that improved student satisfaction and quality assurance for short courses, forged relationships with the industry in ensuring industry-informed short courses by CBM, and improved both cash flow and profitability of CBM. This role he left and came back as director of UNISA's Center for Lifelong Learning, the amalgamation of 22 centers at UNISA that offer short courses. He has a dual role as a director of UNISA Press, the largest scholarly and academic publishing house of UNISA, the largest on the African continent, and the only press that publishes both academic journals and books. His tenure has been marked by increased global partnerships that led to increased reach of UNISA Press publications, spearheaded the utilization of technology in publishing in line with latest trends in academic and scholarly publishing, and promoting local and small publishing by providing support and capacity to small publishers. Dr. Tasani holds a Doctor of Business Leadership degree in areas of finance and leadership, a Master of Business Administration and Finance, a Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy, amongst many other executive programs. He's also the director and founder of Financium School of Business. He's a published author both in academia and professional practice. Let's give a hand to Dr. Tasani.
I don't know who's that now. Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation. You see, James, I was okay when you invited me here. After you spoke, I'm not sure somebody gave you my notes. Now I'm anxious, especially to stand in this beautiful and intelligent crowd. But thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's getting much better. It's really an honor for me to stand here before you and to celebrate your achievement and the achievement of the faculty and academic staff and administrative staff to bring this August day today. So I'm thankful and grateful to God Almighty who allowed me to be here today with you in this great day. To the board of directors and shareholders of STADIO Holdings, thank you for this invitation at this very special occasion. Thanks to the staff, both administrative and academic, for making this day a reality. And this is a journey that started many years ago. Without the hard work that they did, we would not be sitting around here. A big word of thank you goes to parents and families of the graduates who many have sacrificed time and treasure to make sure that we gather here today. We sometimes forget the sacrifices of our family members who allow us to be walking this path. I think we owe them a great thanks today. But a special thanks goes to all of you, the class of 2021 graduates who had to navigate the terrain never ever seen before. To get here, let's be real about this thing. In the past 2 years, we have seen and brought a shift in a tilt in the world we've never ever imagined before. And arguably, we'll never imagine or experience the uncertainty that we've experienced in the past 2 years in our lifetime, like we've never observed in the past 2 years. And this is important that I mention this because some of you sitting here, I'm pretty sure there were moments where you contemplated quitting. Not because you wanted to, but simply because it looked impossible to continue. As you complete one of the steps in your life staircase ascendance, I want to share with you some of the 6 things that I believe will equip you as you enter the next phase of your life. And I further want to group these nuggets or concepts, whatever you want to call them, into one theme: never settle. Never settle. Probably never settle for less than you are capable of doing. The first one of these nuggets I want to share with you is sacrifice and service. Every great leader, business person, inventor never reached their summit without sacrifice. It doesn't happen. Make peace with the reality early in your life or career that greatness is a byproduct of sacrifice. You either will have to sacrifice your time, as you did, your friends, money, or whatever it is that you need to sacrifice. Because if you don't have skin in the game, you cannot reach greatness. Or put it differently, you don't deserve greatness if you're not prepared to pay the price of sacrifice. Additionally, never miss an opportunity to serve. I had a conversation when I was caught on campus by Prof. Pett, and I was amazed how he used an opportunity to serve. That conversation, I won't mention it here. Never lose an opportunity to serve. Because in fact, it should be our everyday duty to be of service to humankind, because you will never be remembered for having served yourself, but you will never be forgotten for having served mankind. Let me show you a story when I was doing matric, I think it's grade 12 now, of service. And this links in very well because my math teacher have given to me service then that I've never forgotten, more than 20 years, close to a decade then. Probably still happen now when you're going to write your grade 12, you need to register or whatever the case is. So we needed to register. And the principal at the beginning of the year, he articulated this: in this school, nobody's gonna do all the subjects at higher grade. Like, this is crazy. I'm not gonna do them in higher grade. But the long and short, around about March, you need to submit this thing, and they submitted. I remember this thing very well. The principal returned my application 5 times because I refused. I said, no, but I'm gonna do them all in higher grade. So on the last day of 1994, 31st of March, the principal came with his deputy. They said, look, they use my middle name, Kher. If you still want to register all your subjects in higher grade, because here you can do 4 so that everybody pass. I don't know what that mentality was. If you want to do all of them in 6, we're going to register you on one condition. You'll teach yourself. I said, sure. Mr. Zwani was in the room when this happens. It was during math and science address. Of course, I said 17, 16, can't remember who I was. I was a bit depressed, but I was like, it's fine, I'll teach myself. Mr. Zwani said words to me that I'll never forget till today. He said, don't ever let anybody tell you to do what your heart does not want you to do. And when those moments came when I had to teach myself, literally when I was standard, I said, oh, that's that one that you're going to teach yourself. And I will leave the class to teach myself. He had supported me. Never lose an opportunity to serve. The second lesson that I want to share with you is that of tenacity. You owe it to yourself to possess the quality of being very determined beyond the challenges that you'll encounter. But let me spell it out for you right now. No one owes you anything. Not your parents, not the government, not your friends, not your partners. You need to get it into your head right now that you have to leverage your strength, your networks, the skills that you just acquired today, your attitude, because you have it all in you to realize anything that you want to do, because it's already been there waiting for you to grasp. The third one, be authentic. Oprah Winfrey once said, if I knew earlier, in open quote, if I knew earlier that being myself is this profitable, I would have started the early a bit earlier, close quote. Strategically, and as a plan of God who created only you, and there's nobody like you in this entire world of 8 billion people, you are called to fulfill a particular purpose in this world. Find it, pursue it, grab it, do it, because there's nobody who will ever do it like you'll ever do. Now be yourself, because each time you become another person, you dilute your pure God-given identity. You have the talents that only you and not any other person can share with the world. It's important that you find yourself, because when you're operating in an authentic mode, you're operating in your zone of genius, where with less effort, you can achieve more. So be yourself, be authentic. I'm not saying don't have role models. The fourth one, dream. I mean, if dreaming is for free, why do you waste your time and energy and effort dreaming small? If you have a clear plan and resources about how you're going to achieve your dream, I'm sorry to tell you now, you haven't even begun to dream. Dream and dream big dreams, so big that the heavens will shower with rain of tears. The mountain peaks will meet and kiss, so big that the oceans will dance in a tectonic manner, threatening a tsunami. You have been blessed with education in one of the best institutions in the country. In fact, I dare say, in the world. So you have got no business dreaming small. The fifth one, embrace intentionality and impact. It is by grace that we are gathered here. So I urge you to be intentional in your thoughts and your actions. As you have heard before, as a man or woman thinketh of himself or herself, so is he or she. You become what you think of yourself most of the time. So do me a favor and yourself a favor, denounce accidental breakthroughs and opportunities. I want you to walk with purpose and intention, speak with purpose and intention, engage with purpose and intention, argue with purpose and intention, care with purpose and intention, work with purpose and intention, and love with purpose and intention. Because when you are intentional, you are impactful. The simplest way to describe impact in my way is to contrast it with movement. Don't confuse movement with progress. If you don't believe me, go to the gym and stand on the treadmill. Be intentional, be impactful. The sixth one and the last one, be open-minded. Your mind is a minefield of energy, magnetism, and opportunities. Use it wisely. But let me tell you this, everything you have been taught you can challenge and perfect. What we've been taught here, it doesn't end here. You need to perfect it, you need to come back and challenge it. Excuse me. So I urge you to do that. I'd rather have a person with an open mind and great attitude than have a person who is highly qualified and narrow-minded. Use your mind, use it openly. Go and teach the world what you have learned. People with caring heart and integrity are waiting for you to share your skill with them. And you will know these nuggets that I've just shared with you. I'd like to call them the STADIO way because they really become an acronym for STADIO. To conclude, remember that failure and falling are as much part of the process. Fail fast if you're going to fail, and fall further. When you fail, do not blame anyone. Own up to your mistakes, shake it off, and move on. Some mistakes are or will be costly, either in money, time, or relationships. You will have your fair share. It is a life lesson. I have had mine, including some 18 years of agony. Be accountable. Take ownership when needed. Stand up and say, I am sorry. But most importantly, learn from your failure and learn from your faults. I'm excited for you. You made it against all odds. Go out there and show the world your mettle. I salute you. I respect you. I honor you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tasani, for the kind and motivational words to the graduates. I think they need this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the exciting part of the proceedings, where the confirmation of the qualifications will begin. Presiding officer, I request you to confer the postgraduate certificate in senior phase in further education and training teaching on the following students. The certificate is an NQF level 7 qualification with 128 credits. I now call upon the students receiving their qualifications, postgrad certificate in senior phase and further education and training teaching to make their way to the stage. Now, as Professor Singh also said, we must smile, it's not funeral parties, nothing. There's photos being taken. You see, if they look at your photo and you're not smiling, they're going to see it. Maybe you received your pay slip or something like that. So we want you all to be happy. Thank you. Avatendi Musetso. And please, we must applaud them. They worked hard. Lizelle Nudia, passed cum laude with 9 distinctions. Lizelle. Jade Nurse. Yeah. Vincent Nkosi. Ilandi Pinar, passed cum laude with 6 distinctions. Right. Stacy Lauren Pijuis, passed cum laude with 6 distinctions. Christelle Powell, passed cum laude with 4 distinctions. Sarah Ramuhlale. Mika Reinders, passed cum laude with 9 distinctions. Ashley Rocha passed cum laude with 9 distinctions. Ashley? Gregory Simpson passed cum laude with 7 distinctions. Kibafilwe Seswane. There's people in the row that's smiling. Eh? You're going to stand behind the curtain if you don't smile. Please. Jamie Lee Mulligan passed cum laude with 8 distinctions. Silent Munyai passed cum laude with 7 distinctions. Where's Janga? It's too hard. This man wants to get home, celebrate. Janga Mutsetsi. Kudzai Mopunamunda. Puluso Mutele passed with 5 distinctions. Puluso? Nomsa Mvubu. My apologies. Yeah, you must tell me, eh? Passed cum laude with 6 distinctions. See, I also make mistakes, eh? Elelwani Ndo passed cum laude with 5 distinctions. Olga Nemavunde. Lesejo Ngakane. Lucia Ngobeni passed cum laude with 4 distinctions. Nomfuneko Nkweru. Odunet Nkanyane. Tandeka Nkosi. Zanele Nkuna. Retabile Nokeri passed cum laude with 7 distinctions. Vukona Ntane. Kanyisa Ntota. Katlejo Ntsole. Simpiwe Nkumalo. Belinda Nyembe. And Nkwane passed with 4 distinctions. Iva Pasha passed with 4 distinctions. Chilizi Paswana. Mashudu Rabapane. The next row here, I don't, yeah, rather laugh. Eh? Okay. Mapiu Rakhorwana. Maite Ramalete. Eleanor Ramatsetse. Eleanor. Muketwa Rambuda passed cum laude with 8 distinctions. Homotso Ramoroka. Kolofelo Rasekhololo. Lebohile Rasegnalo. Nicole Reineke passed cum laude with 8 distinctions. Zenelde Skuman passed cum laude with 9 distinctions. Sarah Schroeder passed cum laude with 7 distinctions. Jessica Scott passed cum laude with 6 distinctions. Also Nari. Also Nari. Kifiwe Sibaeng passed cum laude with 5 distinctions. Smile, eh? Wat dit niet, hè? Smile. Weet je? Die smile, ja. Kamogele Sedibe. Lesedi Sehahe. Dingan Sekota. Gugu Ngozi. Tabiso Sequati. Mochidisi Selaledi. Kudani Ramohuyu. Matapelo Selohelua. Letabo Sewela passed cum laude with 6 distinctions. Samukelesiwe Shabalala passed with 5 distinctions. Meni Shabangu. Alice Shady. Katlego Chihuahua. So you're too nervous, you must smile, eh? Not at me, eh? I'm not going to take you anywhere. Right. Junani Shivambu. Fikile Sibisi. My mistake. And she passed with 4 distinctions. Well done. Nonhlanhla Sibiya. Kutso Sivada. Lesego Skosana. Werner Smith passed cum laude with 9 distinctions. Well done. Lerato Sukane. Mandi Streno. Zamokuhle Tabede. Samakilisiwe Tubela. Huetsemang Klape. Matlako Tseke passed cum laude with 9 distinctions. Nomtandazo Chabalala passed cum laude with 4 distinctions. Taleng Chap. No, not me. Right. Mukona Chisitawe. Hope Mashehu. Puseletso Pamshuklaka. Ruel Jagger passed with 5 distinctions. Karen Struik Momoyawane Floyd. Trudy Ntamakwe Kewia. Jessica Palafala. Karabu Mofuking, 5 distinctions. Motlatse Tlashe, 3 distinctions. Michelle Taylor. Sandra Seshlabani. Ntabi Singh Sekhola. Lesego Senyetswane. Now you want to clap for everyone. Presiding officer, do you confer qualifications to those students in absentia? Well, thank you. Let's give them all a hand again. We're at the end of the ceremony, but please bear with us. We will not stretch it out for longer than 3 hours anymore, so just be patient. I would like to call upon Mrs. Ashley Cohen, Head of Quality Assurance, to congratulate the graduates. Please.
Wow. I'm standing here and I'm absolutely blown away. To stand in front of so many accomplished and successful people, it's humbling and it's more than a little bit intimidating. So well done to everybody sitting here, not only graduates, your family, your friends, our STADIO colleagues. Congratulations, it really is a fantastic achievement. I want to start with a quote by Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss said, "You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." Now you probably ask, why did I choose that quote? You've climbed your mountain, you've reached your peak. Learning is a journey, and it is a never-ending journey. Your graduation today is merely a pause on your learning journey. You have achieved so much today. As our learned colleague shared with us, you studied through a worldwide pandemic. You studied through distance learning. It is an incredible feat, but it's not the end. The Oxford English Dictionary describes lifelong learning as the development after formal education. It is the continuing development of knowledge and skills that people experience after completing a qualification and throughout the rest of their lives. As educators yourself, you are committed to the betterment of others. Education is a noble profession. You will spend of your time giving of yourself to colleagues, to students, to peers. As educators, you are committed to the pursuit of knowledge, both personal and professional. You aim to be responsible citizens, and you will work towards a society that is well educated, resourceful, knowledgeable, and responsible. Barnett and Coate remind us that you have the knowledge, you can do the skill, you've practiced it. It is now time to be the educator. As you teach, so too will you continue to learn. Your future learning will be formal, it will be informal, it will be structured, maybe unstructured, and in many cases voluntary and perhaps involuntary as well. It will, whatever guise it takes, it is going to be your learning journey, and you will be the learner, even as an educator. You have already bought into the learning culture. It is now your turn to impart that to others. As human beings, we strive to explore. It's natural within us to want to drive ourselves, to know more, to grow. Learning is intrinsically motivating, and it gives us an enormous sense of well-being. Being consciously aware of your engagement with lifelong learning is also a skill that is so valued by employers in the industry. Researchers at Walden University have conducted extensive studies on the benefits of lifelong learning, and they have determined that these benefits are physical, they're social, they're emotional, and they are psychological. When you challenge yourself to engage with new learning, you open up so many doors to new and exciting opportunities. Society as we know it today is ever changing. We struggle, certainly I do, to keep up with the advances in technology. We have to be competitive and sustainable in the fourth industrial revolution. We need to adapt to globalization. All of these things that are coming at us all the time, we need to, and we can go back to Darwin's theory of evolution, adapt or die. And that comes with learning. Today, the most valuable resource that we have is information. And it is our duty and our responsibility to share information with all those with whom we come in contact. In 1996, Peter Drucker said that the education system in an information society must not be limited to the classroom. It should be never-ending, and even highly educated people need to continue to learn and need to learn more. You will choose what that more is going to be, and you will choose the path that your learning journey is going to take. It is impossible to stay away from change. So you need to learn how to adapt and how to flourish and how to embrace the opportunities that come your way. Whether your learning takes place back in the classroom as a student, or in your own classroom as an educator, or just in your everyday life, be cognizant of it and share it with others. I'm going to leave you with a quote by Chinese philosopher and politician Guanzi, who put an emphasis on education by saying, "If you plan next year, raise corn. If you plan next decade, raise trees. If you plan the future life, educate humans." And I want to leave by saying good luck with those bright futures. Carry on learning and just open yourselves up to all those wonderful experiences. And thank you for the opportunity for me to be here this afternoon.
Thank you, Ms. Coe. It's appreciated. Now we enter the final part of the ceremony. Now, I would like you all to rise for the singing of the national anthem. And please, our Chief Academic Officer, Professor Singh, will close us. We must remain standing to conclude the ceremony or to dissolve the congregation. And also, I would request you to please remain standing while the congregation or the academic procession leaves the auditorium.
By virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I now dissolve this congregation of STADIO.